Get up, you can't sit there, get up!
Why not? It's a chair.
That is St. Edward's chair.
People have carved their names on
Listen
it.
to me! Listen to me!
Why should I waste my time listening to you?
Because I have a voice!
Yes, you do.
Alright, next up is The King's Speech, and this is a wonderful period piece with two wonderful powerhouse performances from two fine actors, Colin Firth and Geoffery Rush. Now, and hey look, who else is there? Helena Bonham Carter, after making big paychecks with both the Harry Potter franchise continuing this year, as well as Alice in Wonderland earlier this year. She finally does a movie which, in my opinion, she's best at doing, even if she is good in those type of films too. But no surprise, she turns in a good performance here herself. Now, romantic couples often get a lot of attention in movies, and that's, you know, a big box office thing, and at times they do work from an acting level too, just like what I reviewed with Love and Other Drugs earlier on the show. The coupling of Jake Gyllenhaal and Anne Hathaway really worked out well. But I find, though, it's the pairing of the same genders that really makes movies just so effective within its characters and its souls. And you think of a movie like In the Heat of the Night with Rod Steiger and Sidney Poitier, the way they played off of each other, or Thelma and Louise with Gina Davis and Susan Sarandon. It's I think the more the gender can relate to each other. That's why I think there's so much reluctant chemistry in movies these days, because, you know, they just have to feign that sort of, you know, love aspect of romantic films, but here it's just an aspect of friendship and building. Now, I gotta say here that in a movie like this, you gotta be careful too, because in movies like this often contradict themselves. And The King's Speech doesn't really do that, at least from the research I've done. They stick as close to the truth as they possibly can in this film here. Now, I gotta say too, this is a breathtaking piece of performance from Colin Firth, who in my opinion gets better every movie. It channels that British gentlemanly energy and just makes it just shine right on screen there. And Geoffery Rush, this is the most likable character he's played in a long time. Now, obviously this is gonna just trying to get the attention of Oscar voters, but Colin Firth is the really awkward and, you know, shy Prince Albert, or aka Bertie, as he's known as a kid, and of course he went on to become king. Now, it's all because his brother, played by Guy Pearce, abdicated to marry an American divorcee. Now, again, Bertie had a rough life. He was, you know, very rarely knew his parents. So King George V, played by Michael Gambon, really good here. You know, he was just had a lot of childhood disabilities and ailments that really just affected him. He was abused somewhat, and it just didn't have a really good life. No friends. Like I said, like the man in the Iron Mask without the torture, if you will, living in a cell, but he might as well have. And of course, his stammer was really just, it was almost painful to just listen to for a lot of people around him. But and him and his wife Elizabeth, played by Carter, stumble upon this speech therapist, Lionel Logue, played by Geoffery Rush. And what I really love here in the scenes between these two is how, you know, a lot of this film, it just becomes a little funny. It's warm. It's not overly sentimental, but it's not, you know, over the top with the jokes they're trying to make here. It's natural in its funny scenes, and again, it's not a comedy by any stretch of the imagination, but there are some scenes that'll get you chuckling here, and you gotta love it too. I think that the director Tom Hooper and screenwriter David Seidler really just bring it all out so well here into the realm of the truth of what this period was in British history. It's one of the most important, most publicized moments in the history of the United Kingdom and the royal family. Now, I gotta say too, to enjoy this type of movie and its human depth, you really have to focus on its characters as well as what's around them and how they react to the situations. It's why this movie does have that human story to it, where it just really has a lot of the aspects that make a British movie like this so good. So again, I gotta say, it's all within its actors. Oscar time, I know that they'll be paying attention to Colin Firth, and he deserves it. He's a shoo-in for an Oscar nomination. I wouldn't be surprised if he won either. But I gotta say too that they should give credit to Helena Bonham Carter and especially Geoffery Rush here too. I think they should definitely be considered and nominated for supporting roles. And I give The King's Speech a wonderfully just, I don't know how to say, a great story, and you'll love it if you're a fan of British films. 4 stars out of 5.